echoes from the White Tower's past, a narrative journey through time and stone. Prologue. The whisper beneath the stones. The first thing you notice about the White Tower is not its towering height, nor its weathered walls of pale limestone, but the silence. It is a silence that hums with memory. Stand long enough beneath its shadow, and you begin to hear it. The faint clang of swords, the murmur of prayers, the cries of prisoners fading into the damp stone. The White Tower does not simply stand in London's Tower complex. It remembers. Built nearly 1,000 years ago, it remains both a fortress and a mystery, a guardian of power, a witness to blood and crown. This is not just a monument of stone. It is a living chronicle of England's soul. Chapter 1. The Birth of a Fortress. The story begins in 1078, when William the Conqueror ordered the construction of a great stone keep, the first of its kind in Norman England. He meant it to be a symbol, a message carved in rock, that the Normans had come not merely to rule, but to endure. Built from pale cane stone brought across the Channel, the tower rose over the Thames like a beacon of domination. Its thick walls, 12 feet deep in places, spoke the language of authority and fear. Inside, spiral staircases wound like secrets, and arrow slits watched over the city like unblinking eyes. To the conquered Saxons below, it was not just a fortress, it was a warning. To the Normans above, it was a throne in miniature, a bastion of their power in an uncertain land. Chapter 2. The Tower of Kings and Captives. As centuries passed, the tower became more than a fortress. It became a stage. Here, royalty was crowned and betrayed, and the walls learned to hold both triumph and terror. In 1216, Henry III adorned its chapel with painted angels and gilded crosses, transforming its cold stone into something almost sacred. Yet within those same walls, men and women trembled in chains. The princes in the tower, Edward and Richard, were said to have vanished within these chambers in 1483, their laughter swallowed by the darkness. Later, Anne Boleyn, accused of treason and witchcraft, walked its courtyard with calm grace before meeting her fate. Her ghost, they say, still drifts through the chapel of St. Peter ad Vincula, head held not upon shoulders but in spectral hands. Every monarch left a mark, every prisoner an echo. Chapter 3. The Alchemist's Keep. Few know that the tower once played host not only to kings and captives, but alchemists and astrologers. During the reign of Elizabeth I, the tower's chambers became a crucible of hidden study. Here, John Dee, the Queen's enigmatic advisor, worked by candlelight, scrawling mystical diagrams that sought to decode the language of angels. In shadowed vaults, men mixed mercury and gold dust, chasing immortality beneath vaulted ceilings where ravens watched in silence. Some claimed the tower itself had power, that its geometry held secrets of the cosmos, that its white stone reflected not sunlight, but the divine. Even today, strange carvings remain, alchemical sigils etched by forgotten hands. Were they prayers, spells, or simply desperate hope written in code? Chapter Va. The Blood and the Crown. The Tudor and Stuart eras stained the tower red. The executioner's block stood silent until dawn, when footsteps echoed on the scaffold and history was rewritten in a single swing. Here fell Thomas More, who chose conscience over crown. Here wept Lady Jane Grey, the 9 Days' Queen, her pale hands trembling as she felt the grain of the wooden block. And here Guy Fawkes, broken and bound, confessed beneath the weight of betrayal after his failed gunpowder plot. the Tower became the heart of England's dark theatre, where loyalty was tested and truth bled into legend. Chapter V. The Menagerie and the Myths. But not all who dwelt within were human. For 6 centuries, the Tower housed a royal menagerie. Lions, leopards, even a polar bear that fished daily in the Thames. Children pressed their faces to the iron bars to glimpse the wonders of distant lands. The growls of beasts mingled with the toll of bells, creating a strange symphony of empire and curiosity. When the animals were moved to the new London Zoo in 1835, they left behind another legend, the ravens. It is said that if ever the ravens leave the Tower, both crown and kingdom shall fall. To this day, their black wings beat softly against the wind, keeping watch over the fate of Britain. Epilogue. The Tower that endures today. Tourists walk the same halls where kings once prayed and traitors once wept. They touch the cold stone, unaware of how many stories lie sleeping within. The White Tower no longer commands armies or crowns, but it still commands awe. It stands as a mirror of England itself, noble and brutal, timeless and ever-changing. When the sun sets over the Thames, its pale walls turn to gold, and for a heartbeat you can almost hear them whisper of William's dream, Anne's tears, Dee's secrets, and the countless souls who pass through its gates. The Tower does not speak aloud. It doesn't need to. Its silence tells the story.